Have you ever stopped to think about what you would say if the entire earth was listening? Not just your family, not just your friends, not just people that you know, but the entire world. One of my favorite questions that I've asked on every episode of the Nomad CEO podcast at the very end is if you were to imagine that you're standing on a stage and it is a global stage that everyone on earth was listening to you, what would your one message be? And I love this question because it really cuts through the crap. It doesn't focus, like people don't talk about their titles or their accomplishments or the successes that they've had, really, when it comes down to it. And if we imagine and put our brain there into a space of what's the most important thing, then really we talk about the thing that's the most important thing. And of all the different entrepreneurs and leaders and coaches and visionaries and world changers that I've been honored and privileged to speak with over the last 6 months, their backgrounds are different. Their stories are different. They've grown up in different places, like so different. However, as you listen to this episode, you will likely hear some common themes. Because at the end of the day, it does not matter if we believe different things spiritually, if we believe different things politically, if we believe, X, Y, or Z. At the heart of the matter, we are all human. We all have the same basic needs. We all laugh in the same language. We all cry in the same language. And when we have the opportunity to share a message, our life's message with the world, often it's very intimately connected to our own journey and our own story. And so as you listen to these, this compilation, if you will, of everybody's answers so far, chances are you're going to hear the human side of it and what really brings us all together and where we can truly find that common ground. So my encouragement to you, my friends, is that wherever you are, whatever you're doing while you're listening to this, take a deep breath in, lean in, and just imagine that these words are speaking directly to you.
I mean, just off the top, it's a lot of the points that I touched on, right? It's like, yes, you can do it. Shut out the noise. You can be bigger than yourself if you're trying to build things bigger than yourself, like help others. And by helping others, you're going to help yourself and kind of achieve it. Nothing's out of reach. And do the damn thing. I feel like I'm going to say that all the time now.
That's the mic drop, everybody. Yeah.
My world-changing speech was really about how, there are people that change the world, people like Martin Luther King and, presidents and, people who just are Mother Teresa, Maya Angelou, people that are well known. But the real people that change the world are like just ordinary people who do something extraordinary, like, the volunteer who sets up the chairs and makes the coffee at a meeting to support a nonprofit. Or I shared the story about going through Chick-fil-A one day where there was a line. I got to the drive-through window and was told someone paid for my meal. So I turned around and paid for the car behind me, and they told me that had been going on for 4 hours. Where the line never ended. And those are just little, the person who smiles at you when you need it the most. And those are the ripples that really do change the world, which means every one of us can be a world changer through, a random act of kindness, be smiling, being the person who has a kind word. And those are the things that truly change the world, because that ripple effect, you never know, you never know when that smile went to someone who maybe was going to kill themselves and you smiled and you stopped them, or what that small thing can do. And that's really what my talk was about, how we can all change the world, ordinary people with one extraordinary act, small act at a time.
So good. I love that.
I'm going to go back because this is so powerful. And I have actually stories of people coming up to me and going like, you did that. I'm afraid to do that, but I see you doing that. I know I can do that. And it just blows my mind every single time. So it's really, you can do hard things. You can do hard things. And even if you don't see somebody else doing it, like I don't see anybody else building a spa in this town or building a Pilates studio. I can do that though. I'll figure it out. I will talk to people. You can do it. You can do hard things, whatever that looks like. Get out of your comfort zone, put your toe into something and know that you can learn it. Know that you don't have to dive full head into there without a life preserver, but dip your toe in. Understand that you can learn to do things that are outside your comfort zone and know that you're going to be okay. You are going to be okay. Either way it goes, you're going to be okay. But do hard things because you'll love it. I'm going to be frank with you. You're like, oh, I did that. And your self-confidence, when you do hard things, when you do anything outside your comfort zone, you increase your confidence in who you are, your self-worth, all of it. And I can't encourage that enough. I cannot encourage that enough.
So good.
No.
I think something along the lines of like the secret to unlocking your happiness or something like that. But it would have to be with the courage to be seen and the courage to be vulnerable, because I think it does take courage to be raw and real and authentic and know that you are worthy just as you are, whether or not someone tells you or confirms that you are, and knowing that like you are worthy and lovable and your opinion and your voice is worth being heard. So I think, that would be something that wasn't super succinct, but
that was perfect. So good.
Yeah.
I felt it. That was really good.
It's relationships. Right now, we're seeing a huge divide, whether it's in politics, whether it's in, technology with AI, whether it's monetary with people who are low income, middle income, high income, and all that's being used to divide us, to pit us against the left, the right, blue, red, straight, gay, Muslim, Christian. If you talk to people, you realize that doesn't come up. When you talk to someone on the street, you don't lead with that. When you meet someone in a different country, it's not like, are you straight? Are you Christian? Are you? That's not the first. It's normally, hello, hi. We are all fundamentally the same. We have our idiosyncrasies and things we differ about ourselves. We're all people who want to do good, want to make enough money to go to the movies, and who really care about their family, and who will be willing to help other people if they're asked to. Relationships are key. And if we can take the time to sit down, to talk to one another, to respect one another, and yes, we're going to be different by virtue of us being different genders and just different people. If we can understand that differences exist and we can coexist, then we can live in a better world. But because we're being manipulated with so many different ways to believe that we need to achieve and we need to be productive at all costs. We need to have money. We need to have, this type of Bitcoin. We need to have this type of president, these type of legislations. We get lost and the messaging is all over the place. So just realize that relationships are key. Monies will come and go. Governments will come and go. Different type of religions will come and go. But relationships, brothers, sisters, connection with the individual will last. We have to realize that we're here for one another, or we won't be here for anybody. That would be my message to people. And if we don't realize that soon, I think we'll be in trouble. I know we'll be in trouble.
I feel that deeply, my friend. Well said. Well said. Oof, man.
These aren't my own words, but I really like them. And that would be, what if there was a place where the worst of you could be known and you were not loved less because of that, but more?
My message stays the same. What the world needs now is love. And I think the lack of love is sometimes what gets us into a lot of these situations. So if we go out into the world with unconditional love, and I think just imagine if everybody did that, we would live in a completely different world. So my message has always been and always will be love.
It's a very simple message, but it's really profound to the core, because I think that for most people in the world, we're so trained to live for others, to do everything for others. Like, I just want to do this for them. They are my why, they are my reason, which makes so much sense. But ultimately, you can't serve them, you can't serve from an empty cup. but most people are leading from that angle of just like, oh, it's not about me, like very self like denying basically. Mm-hmm. And I went through that like self-denying process for most of my life, and I ended up really exhausted, very burnt out, putting everyone first. And I found out that some people think it's selfish, but I really do feel that self-love is the answer. Like if you can really focus on bringing yourself the love that you needed, you don't have to go look for it in other areas. Like that, like such a deep focus on your own love, and everything will will stem from that.
Love yourself first. That would be it. Learn how to love yourself first, because nobody's coming for you. Nobody's coming to help you do that. We're not all fortunate to have a little mini cheerleader over here, always giving us motivation, always giving us the positive, always providing that. Love yourself first, and learn to love yourself first is what I should say, because it's not always easy. It's a tough thing to do. How to do that is different for everybody. I don't believe there's one path that everybody or 10 steps that everybody can follow to love yourself. I don't agree with that. It is a journey. I don't think we're all born loving ourselves, but we weren't all born not loving ourselves either. So what's happened to you throughout your childhood and your life that maybe has caused you to, generate this negative self-talk, that you have going on, or make you fearful to do something you really want to do, to take the leap, or not go for that job, or not go for that trip, or not, whatever it is, what's holding you back could just simply be, and I say simply, could just be that you haven't found a way to love yourself enough to be able to do it. So let's find that way,
Wow. Lisa, that was amazing.
Well,
so good. I felt that.
As a man of faith, the first thing is to have a personal relationship with Jesus. And the second one is love your neighbor. Amazing things happen when we care about people and we love on people. And lives are changed immensely when someone knows that someone is caring about them, thinking about them. I mean, just you asking me to do this, that you thought of me, right? It was such a warm feeling that I was asked to do something like this. So I had the world stage, love on people and love Jesus.
Ah, Bill, you're the best. You are a world changer.